The price of Bitcoin is $30,562. It's been making massive candles this morning. If we go down onto the 1 minute chart, we've had some incredible volatility so far today. We shot all the way up to $31,000 and then dropped all the way down to $30,500, and now it appears that we're finding some support around these levels again and looking to make another charge to the upside. I think this chart actually looks incredibly good and positive right now, and I'm going to explain that to you in today's video. Of course, we're also going to discuss the price of Bitcoin, the price of Ethereum, and of course the cryptocurrency news for the day. It's been an interesting 24-hour period. Bitcoin is all over the place, but I'm fancying these levels and I'm looking at opening a new trade. So today, let's try and get one like on this video. I know it's difficult, but come on. Let's get one like and let's get one comment as well. Let's exclude all of I don't count the fake comments from all of the people that pretend to be me in the comment section. Other than that, let's try and get one comment and let's crack straight on with today's video. Now, the price of Bitcoin is, of course, $30,550 right now. It went all the way up to 31K and then dropped all the way down again. The question is, did that CME Gap close? And I'm going to explain this to you, how you can see this for yourself. If you go onto CMEgroup.com's website and look for the Bitcoin US dollar chart, you'll be able to see that this was the Friday close that we experienced. And on the Friday close, it gives us up here the high, the low, and the close. The close was at $31,120. Now, the highest price Bitcoin has traded at so far today on CME is, according to the high, would be $31,115. So we actually did not close the CME gap by a margin of only $5, but technically that gap's still open, which for me, I feel like there's a reason for that, and I feel like the better position to be in right now remains a long position, despite the fact that was a pretty significant rejection. I wouldn't expect to break through $31,000 on the first attempt. However, it's important to point out, when something like this occurs, basically, you're buying straight through, or rather somebody's buying straight through all of these walls. That means these walls at these higher levels right now are much weaker than what they were. You can see that currently the big level of liquidity is actually sat down here, kind of around $30,600. The actual, it gets less and less and less as the price goes up. If we actually look now at the 4-hour chart and look at those levels of liquidity as well, zooming out here, I mean, how much do we need to actually zoom out here? I think that we do need to zoom out a fair bit, to be honest. Let's go over to the daily chart. That'll give us a better perspective on what's going on. There we go. So on the daily chart, when these levels load, you can see that we've got increasing levels of resistance. But to be honest, from my perspective, this $37,000 level still remains in play. The one to keep an eye on to the downside would be, of course, there is a massive glut in liquidity down of around $25,000. So depending on what Bitcoin does this week, I think is going to affect the market for an extended period of time going forward. Look, if Bitcoin can't break up above $31,000 this week, things don't look particularly positive. However, this is Bitcoin dominance, and I've been talking about this for a while in terms of Ethereum's Bitcoin value. If you actually look at Bitcoin dominance right now, my perspective, this looks fairly well topped out. It looks to be struggling with this level of resistance, which is one of the reasons why I think the Ethereum's Bitcoin value is actually going to start bouncing soon. If I was to be drawing this chart right here, I would be showing you that basically we've got a level of resistance here, a level of support here, we're penning downwards, and I would expect to break to the upside something like this. Again, very layman's terms, but essentially I think that Ethereum's Bitcoin value is going to break to the upside fairly soon, and I think that's going to result in a price jump in the Ethereum market and of course in the altcoin markets. One of the altcoins that I do favor right now in terms of its performance over the next couple of months is of course XTP coin. It's been rallying non-stop and it's kind of struggling now with this 25 Satoshi level, but I think that 25 Satoshi level is going to break fairly soon on the price of XTP, or at least I hope it does, do and continue this bullish momentum. Ultimately, I still think it's incredibly undervalued at its current price. So from that perspective, I'm not selling any and I'm slowly accumulating more and more. So in terms of what we're expecting for the price of Ethereum, Ethereum's value is currently bouncing. In terms of should you be opening a trade at this moment in time, well, that's an interesting question. I've got my trading screen open right here. I don't currently have any trade open. The reason for that being, I mean, actually, you can see here I was doing a little bit of buying and selling this morning, but I don't have a trade open right now. And the reason for that is it's quite volatile. However, I do intend on opening a trade at these levels. kind of around this $30,500 level. I would place my stop loss around $30,000 in case we break to the downside. Again, a break below $30,000 on the price of Bitcoin is fairly well terminal. If we break $30,000 to the downside, that would mean that we break to the downside of this level of support that you can kind of see would be going upwards here. We lose that level of support, then likelihood is we drop back down all the way down to probably around $28,000 around this range right here, where that previous level of support would sit, or resistance turned into support. If we look at Bitcoin on the 15-minute chart, again, a lot of choppiness in this range, but this is all just consolidation, and from my perspective, it looks pretty bullish. The other reason why $30,000 will be the key support level not to break below is because that's kind of where this control line is sitting right here, a key area of liquidity for Bitcoin. If we lose that key area of liquidity, you can see there isn't a whole lot of support in the chart right now. So that's an important thing to be considering. In terms of how the US dollar has been performing, 102.4, it's actually down today, 0.26%. Again, it's been struggling. It's been constantly dropping back to the downside, and I still think this is a trend that's going to continue. I think that more assets, more money is going to flow into Bitcoin and other assets like the stock market. You can see that pretty much every single day the stock market gains in terms of momentum. This is the stock market on the 4-hour chart, the S&P 500, the largest index in America. You can see that on the daily chart, it just consistently rallies to the upside, and I don't really expect this is a trend that's going to change anytime soon, given the US dollar looks like it's going to continue to weaken because of course, falling interest rates, no more rate hikes, that kind of thing. And that probably means at some point in time, more money printing is going to happen. If they're not hiking rates, they're probably printing money. It's either one or the other these days. So in terms of what else we've got to discuss in today's video, we've got a little bit of crypto news. The first thing being that Bitcoin Cash isn't slowing down as it's eyeing pre-lunar crash levels above $300. Bitcoin Cash has been on an absolute charge recently. A lot of people have been asking why, because it went from being around $100 up to $231 in the span of just a few days. It's been a pretty mental rise up in the price of Bitcoin Cash. It's unclear why that's happening, other than perhaps people speculating that Bitcoin Cash could be a pretty good hold for the next bull run. I don't know. I hold a little bit of it, but only a little bit of it. Grayscale's XLM Trust is trading at 200% premium after pumping 150% in a day. Again, nobody knows why this is happening, but it's pretty clear at this point in time, with Bitcoin Cash rising up in price and the value of Stellar Lumens also rising up in price, both kind of more institutionally traded assets, I would expect that there's something going on here with regards to institutional investment in cryptocurrency. Now, the final thing in today's cryptocurrency news would have to be that USDC Inner Circle eyes Hong Kong as crypto rules come into effect. What does this mean? Circle CEO has disclosed that Asia is a huge area of focus for the stablecoin company. We already know that Hong Kong is going to probably be the driver of the next bull market because, of course, Hong Kong is the crypto gateway for China. That's pretty good as far as we're concerned for Bitcoin's price. You'd expect a lot of institutional buying going towards Bitcoin. But how high can Bitcoin really go from all of this stuff? It's this level right here. This is what's going to happen. More of a matter of time than anything else. Anything else to discuss left in today's video? Well, of course, we've already discussed the fact that the CME Gap didn't technically close. That's important to point out. But on that note, guys, what do you think is going to happen to the price of Bitcoin? I remain bullish rather than bearish. I intend on opening some more positions around here, around $30,500. But we're going to see what happens. It's going to be an interesting time over the next couple of days, especially for the crypto space and heading towards the weekend later this week. How do you think Bitcoin is going to perform? I think that it's going to go almightily well. So on that note, guys, please do drop a like on today's video. Let's try and get one like and leave a comment. If you are interested in trading, check out the trading tutorial on the screen right now, or click on the link for BYBIT in today's video description. That is the exchange of which I do all of my trading on. And on that note, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.